Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Math grade 8. We are in the model 7, lesson 1, angle relationships and parallel lines. Angle relationships and parallel lines. So in this lesson, we want to use the relationships between angles to find the measurement, to find the measures of missing angles, So the first idea, we want to learn lines, angles, and transversals. So a pair of angles can be classified by their relationship to each other. A special case occurs when two lines intersect in a plane to form a right angle. These lines are perpendicular lines. So special notation is used to indicate a perpendicular lines. Read L perpendicular M, as line L is perpendicular to line M. And as you see here, we have the first line. This is horizontal line, and we have here the second line. This is vertical line. And the two lines intersecting in this point, and the angle between the two lines will be exactly 90 degrees. So the name of the two angles, perpendicular lines. And we use this sign. When you see this sign, means you have perpendicular. So L perpendicular with M. So as you see, this sign here means the right angle symbol is used to indicate perpendicular lines. And the two lines here, lines L and M, are perpendicular symbols. L perpendicular with M. Two lines in a plane that never intersect are called parallel lines. A line that intersects two or more other lines in a plane is called a transversal. So listen here, a line that intersects two or more other lines in a plane is called a transversal. So special notation is used to indicate a parallel lines. Reads S parallel with T. S parallel. When you see this sign, means parallel. So what's the meaning of the parallel? Means no intersecting between the two lines, or the lines between the lines. Like this case, S and T. When you see this sign, means the two lines parallel. The two lines will be parallel. So lines S and T are parallel. So we can use this sample S parallel with T. S parallel with T. And as you see here, the line R intersect more than one line. Intersect two lines in this case. When the line intersect more than one line, the name of this intersecting transversal. So the sign here, arrow, which are used to indicate parallel lines. Arrowheads are used to indicate parallel lines. And the name of this line R is a transversal, because intersect with the S line in this point and with the T line in this point. When a transversal intersects two parallel lines, 8 angles are formed. As you see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 angles. So 4 of the angles are anterior angles located in the space between the parallel lines, like 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. The type of these angles, anterior angles. The angles between the area of the two lines here, between the area of the two lines, the name of the angles here will be anterior angles. And 4 are exterior angles that lie outside the parallel lines, like 1 and 2 and 7 and 8, 1 and 2 and 7 and 8, out the area of the two parallel lines. Anterior angles lie inside the parallel lines. As you see here, we have line I parallel with line K, and here arrowhead here, and here we have L intersecting the two angles. So we have eight angles, 4 anterior and 4 exterior. Between the area of the two lines here, like 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, the name of these angles, anterior angles. So angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 6, the exterior angles lie outside the parallel lines, outside the area, like 1, 2, and 7 and 8. So angle 1, angle 2, angle 7, angle 8. So when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, there is a relationship between the angles that are created. The angles is certain angle pairs, alternate anterior angles, alternate exterior angles, and corresponding angles have the same angle measure. Special notation is used to indicate the measure of an angle. Read measure 1 as the measure of angle 1. Alternate anterior angles are anterior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. When the lines are parallel, their measures are equals. Listen here. This information from the last year, from grade 7. As you see, we have 3 and 6 and 5 and 4. The 4 angles here, anterior angles. Right. What is the type of 3 and 5? 3 and 5. And what is the type of 4 and 6? 4 and 6. The name of 3 and 5 and 4 and 6, alternate anterior angles. Alternate anterior angles. Measure 4 equal measure 6. Measure 4 equal measure 6. And measure 3 equal measure 5. Measure 3 equal measure 5. So the name of 3 and 5 alternate anterior angles and the name of 4 and 6 alternate interior angles. And each two alternate interior angles will be congruent. Alternate exterior angles are exterior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal when the lines are parallel. Their measures are equal. As you see, the name of 1 and 2 and 7 and 3 and 8, 1 and 2 and 7 and 8, exterior angles. So we have 2 and 8 and 1 and 7, 2 and 8 and 1 and 7. Here, the name of these angles, alternate exterior angles. And always the alternate exterior angles will be congruent, like 2 congruent with 8 and 1 congruent with 7. So we can say, write measure 1 equal measure 7. Measure 1 equal the measure of angle 7. And the measure of angle 2 equal the measure of angle 8. Corresponding angles are those angles that are in the same position on the two lines in relation on the transversal when the lines are parallel. Their measures are equals. So what's the meaning of corresponding angles? Corresponding angles means one angle outside like 2 and one angle inside like 6 and in the same line like 1 and 8. Like 1 and 5. One angle inside and one angle outside in the same line and in the same side. This is the meaning of the corresponding. Like 3 and 7. Corresponding. And like 4 and 8. Corresponding. Each two corresponding angles will be congruent, will be equal. So 2 equals 6, 3 equals 7, 4 equals 8, 1 equals 5. Example 1, classify angle pairs. Classify the relationship between angle A and angle 7. Angle 1 here, and angle 7. In the figures as alternate interior or alternate exterior or corresponding. As you see, the measure of angle 1 and the measure of angle 7 here, the two angles here will be what? Exterior angles. In the second example here, in the figure, the two lines shown are parallel and intersected by a transversal. Classify the relationship between angle A and angle 4, and angle 2, and angle 4. This is 2 and this is 4. And 2 and 4 will be corresponding angles. The second example, classify the relationship between angle 2 and angle 6 in the figure as alternate interior, alternate exterior, or corresponding. Where is angle 2 and 6? This is 2 and this is 6. What's the type of the two angles here? One inside and one outside in the same side and in the same line. So means the name of the two angles here will be corresponding. So angle 2 and angle 6 are the same position on the two lines in relation to transversal. They are corresponding angles. If the figure, the two lines shown are parallel and intersected by a transversal, specify the relationship between angle 4 and angle 5 as alternate exterior or alternate interior or corresponding. So angle 4 and angle 5. What is the name of the two angles here? As you see, will be alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Now, we want to learn how to find missing angle measures when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. 8 angles are formed. Special relationships exist among pairs of angles. Listen here. As you see here, we have 8 angles. We have here 2 parallel lines, and this line transversal with the 2 parallel lines here. The measure of angle from this table, the measure of angle 1 will be 105. Here we have 105 degree. And angle 2 will be 75. Angle 3 is vertical angle with 2. Angle 3 vertical angle with 2. So angle 3 the same measure of angle 2, so also 75. Angle 4 vertical angle with 1. So the measure of 4 equals the same measure of 1. 105. So angle 5. What is the relation between A and 5? Corresponding angles. Angle 1 and 5 corresponding angles. So means the measure of 5, the same measure of 1. So 5 equal 105. 5 equal 105. Angle 6. Angle 6 and angle 2 also corresponding angles. Means congruent. So the measure of 6, the measure of angle 6 equals the measure of angle 2. If the angle 2 75, means angle 6 will be what? Will be also 75. 7 the same idea. The 7 and 2 will be alternate exterior angles. 7 and 2 will be alternate exterior angles. Also congruent. If here 75, here will be what? Will be 75. Angle 8. 1 and 8. 1 and 8 also external alternate exterior angle. Alternate exterior angle. So here 105 means here will be what? 105. If you know the measure of one angle, you can use your knowledge of supplementary and vertical angles to find the measures of the 3 angles that are along the same line. Right. My question now for all. What is the type of this angle? Who can tell me what is the name of this angle? And what is the measurement of this angle?
The measurement is 180. 180.
This is 180. And the name of this angle will be straight angle. Straight angle. Right. And if you have two angles, this is angle 1 and this is angle 1. Who can remember us? What is the type of angle A, angle 1, and angle 2? This is adjacent angles. Adjacent angles. What is the measure of 1 and 2? What is the measure of 1 and 2? 180. 180. Because the whole angle will be what? Straight angle. Straight angle 180. But the vertical angles, as you remember, like 1 and 2. 1 and 2 vertical angles, and like 3 and 4. 3 and 4 also vertical angles. If you know the measure of 1, suppose here we have 50, means the angle 2 equals angle 1 and equals, for example, 50. This is the meaning of the vertical angles, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So, when the measure of the two angles 180, the name of the two angles here supplementary. And with the measure, when the measure of two angles equal 90 degree, like this case, suppose here we have 30 and here we have 60. The measure of the two angles here, for example, this is 1 and 2. Measurement of angle 1 plus the measurement of angle 2 equal 90 degree. So the name of the two angles here will be complementary. So the supplementary means the measure will be 180. Complementary means the measure will be 90 degree. 90 degree. So if the figure below, suppose the measure angle 1 equal 50. We have here 50. Measure 2 will be 180. Who can tell me why? Why the measure 2 here will be 130?
Because both of them, if we add 50 plus 130, it would be 180.
Excellent. Because the two angles here will be supplementary. Because 1 and 2 are supplementary. What's the meaning of supplementary? The measure of them will be 180. The measure of them will be 180. Right. What is the measure of angle 3? Angle 3 equal angle 1. So angle 150 means angle 350. Why? Because angle 1 and 3 will be vertical angles. Vertical angles. What is the measure of angle 4? Angle 4 equal angle 2. Here 130 and here 130. So 2 and 4 will be congruent. So angle 1 and angle 4 will be supplementary. Why supplementary? Because here 50 plus 130 will be 180. And angle 2 and 4, vertical angles. Vertical angles. In this example, find the missing angle measures. Mrs. Comer designed the bookcase shown, as you see in this figure. Line A, we have line A. Parallel or is parallel to line B. If the measurement of angle 2, 105. Find the measurement of angle 6. We want to find here angle 6 and angle 3. Justify your answer. The first part, we want to find the measurement of angle 6, this angle. Since angle 2 and angle 6, angle 2 and angle 6, as you see here, angle 2 and angle 6 are supplementary. Why supplementary? Because here we have straight angle. Here we have straight angle. So the measure of the both will be 180. So the name of the two angles here will be supplementary. So if you know the one of the two angles here, you can find the second one. 180 minus 105. 180 minus 105 will be 75. Will be 75. So we know the measure of the angle 6. Then, when you want to find the measure angle 3, angle 6 and angle 3 are angle 6 and angle 3 will be alternate anterior angles. So will be equals. So if the angle 6 75, the angle 3 will be also 75. Here is the same idea. And here we have the angle 7 here, 145. We want to find angle 1 and angle 2. طيب. Angle 7 and 2 will be alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles will be congruent. So if the angle 7 35 will be angle 2 will be 35. And how to find angle 1? 1 and 2 supplementary. 180 minus 35 will be 145. Will be 145. Example 4, finding missing angles measures. And as you see here, we have two parallel lines. And here we have line B and line Q. Transfer with the two lines here, M and N. And as you see here, we have 10 angles. What is the measure of angle 7? What is the measure of angle 7? This part. How to find the measure 7? We want to find at the first the measure of 6. To find measure 7, we want to know the measure of 6. And as you see, this sign means 90. Yes?
Mister, why don't you find the المقياس اللي هو زاوية 10 the measure of 10.
السؤال وعلي صوتك شوي.
Mister, why don't you find the amount or the of 10?
هلا انا بحسب الزاويه اللي بحتاجها. انا مطلوب مني الان اني احسب الزاويه 7. طيب الزاويه 7 ما لها علاقه مع الزاويه 10. The لو لها علاقة مع الزاوية 10 أنا كنت اضطريت لأحسب الزاوية 10. لاحظنا إنه أنا 7 حتى أعرفها لازم أعرف 6. ليش لازم أعرف 6؟ لأنه 8 عندي إياها، ال 8 قياسها 90. بس نشوف نحن هذا الرمز يعني 90. إذا كان قياس الزاوية 80 90 وعرفت أنا الزاوية 6 وكلها هي كلياتها شايف كلياتها سبليمنتري أنجل، لأنه عندك هون ستريت أنجل، بإمكانك تحسب 7. بإمكانك في هالحالة تحسب 7. فرح نبلش أول شيء بآلية حساب الزاوية 6. تمام. هلا لاحظ في عندك علاقة بين الزاوية 6 والزاوية 1. شو نوعهم الزاوية 6 و1؟ هدول اسمهم alternate exterior angles، يكونوا متساويتين. إذا في عندي علاقة بين ال 1 وال 6 from a special angle pair. So find the measure of 6 first, then use the measure of the angle 6 to find the measure of the angle 7. طيب, how to find the measure of the angle 6? As you see here, angle 1 equal 40. Angle 1 here equal 40. And 1 equals 6, means 6 equal 40. So we know now, angle 8 equal 90, and angle 6 equal 40. 40 plus 90 will be 130. Subtract from 180, because all angles here, 6 and 7 and 8, will be supplementary. Because here we have straight angles, so will be 50. So angle 7 means equals 50. Hello. Step 2, to find the angle 7, you can do this equation to find the angle 7. You will get angle 7 will be 50. Okay, Milad, now? Yes. Here's the same idea. As you see here, we have two parallel lines, and line C and D spelled or intersecting with angle A and B. Angle A and B parallel angles. Right. Take the information from the question here. The measure of angle 7 is 125. And we have angle 7 here, 125. And what is the measure?
It's 125.
We want to find angle 4. Right. What is the relation between angle 7 and 4? We don't have directly relation between 7 and 4.
35.
What we have, as you see here, if the two lines here parallels, and number 5 here, as you see this sign, we have 90 degree. And angle 2 and angle 5 will be vertical angles, so angle 2 will be 90 degree. As you see here. Who can tell me now, if I have this information, here 90, here 90, here 125, how to know the value of 4?
Mister, it's 45.
Why 45?
Mister, because if we add 90, which is 5, which is angle 5, and 6 and 4, we should divide 90 over 2, so we get 45.
Why you divide 90 by 2?
Mister, to get 180.
We have 150 plus 30 equal 180.
Yes, Mister, because they gave us that 5 is 90, so we should find also 90. So we add 45 plus.
Not 45, not 45 plus 45, just equal 90. We have 30 and 60. Also
yes,
equal.
Mister. But angle 6 and angle 4, they are equal.
Do you have any information set 4 equal 3? If you have any information set 4 equal 3, you can use this rule. Your speech will be true. But we don't have any information tell us if 4 and 3 will be equals. If 4 and 3 will be equals. طيب, tomorrow we will continue inshallah from this problem because time over. Tomorrow we will explain how to solve number 4. Who has any question now?
No questions.
Okay, this is our period for today. Thank you for your listening. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.